So I'm recording. Um, Something I wanted to say. My message is the nuclear bombs didn't actually have to ever go off. Um, all you have to do is just talk. You can say anything. People get pissed. You don't even know what to say or not to say anymore. Um, uh, Nuclear bombs again. They didn't have to go off. Little things like in real life, little things like a little grasshopper, or like you look at someone the wrong way, you say something, you do a gesture, you breathe air, and you already messed up. You're done for. So I'm just the nuclear bombs that Putin like set up, like planning to nuke the world. That's not that's not from there's not a reason for that. There's not anything you can defend there. There's nothing you can really say. Um, so um, like, uh, I'm really trying to say uh, like that, that like our world was messed up in the first place, but also the nuke is a metaphor for people who want to, for people that it's a metaphor for, um, the nuke is a metaphor for reality and how reality is warped and how reality is misconstrued and how people want to shape reality and morph it into whatever they want. And so that's what the nuclear bomb represents, because nuclear radiation melts things and into liquid metal. And there's liquid metal that's radioactive, like francium, for example. So no, the nuclear bombs never had to go off. It already was all in the cards. Um, I feel as though people are just naive to look at that. Uh, what else can I say? I mean, just uh, it was never my intention. Like I never intended for myself to make this kind of video. For me to chat on here, um, I never wanted it to get out of hand to this extent. Like my life, the world, it's truly tragic. Um, I try to take it day by day. I have a lot of regret in regards to my diet, the way I dressed, the way I behaved. But again, I don't even know how to act. Like you look at the world around you and you don't even know how to react. You don't know how to act. Um, and like I'm trying to find a reason to look at things differently. I'm trying to find answers for myself personally. Um, I'm just thinking like if I were to keep going like this, I would have to like for the next 40, 50 years, like I'd have to like just sit there and do nothing. I'm never ever gonna have a family. I already really like internalized that. Am I gonna have a place to live after like I finish college here? And I don't want a place to live. I never asked one, right? Like I don't want to live with my parents. We have a lot of issues, so I'm living in a tent. But like okay, Christian vegetarian. Like the moment I step out, like it's like I don't have a script for me to know what I'm saying at every moment of my life. I don't have like a radio attached to my head, or I don't have like a little earpiece to tell me, oh yeah, this is what you say when you get here, and this is how you say it. Obviously, if I could change the past, and I advocate, I truly speak this out into the universe. I wish the people who might walk this trail like would hear this and they'll be like, "Oh shit, this is what the future looks like," and it would make people maybe change and all that. Uh, like um, I mean, I know the world was on the edge in like 2016, but like I never would have guessed things would have been like this. Um, dreams becoming reality and things getting more extreme, and I mean, to some extent, it is my fault and other people's, and like I'm horrified at myself to some extent. Like I do sins, I say and do things I shouldn't. Um, it's terrible. Like I don't know how to respond. I I mean, then again, to get to this point where I'm at right now, where I'm talking on this computer and saying a final message, it's degenerate. But the more degenerate is the TikTok stuff. Like I would have, you don't download TikTok, you don't talk into it. Um, Everything from the words I speak to me even being here is a degenerate move because it's degenerate on the First Nations peoples who lived here. So I don't know. There's no easy route, easy answer about it. Um, like uh, I mean, like if I could figure out what I would do for the next 60 years of my life. I mean, we're talking about retirement, as in like retirement is like 60 years of your life or something. Um, okay, and I could talk about a certain circumstance. I could talk about a certain like moment or a time to speak or like a time like when to speak, when not to speak. Like I mean, these are all skills. These are all things you'd have to possess. I don't like, and I would try to keep it professional. Try to keep it 100. Um, because I don't even like I don't know what I look forward to. I only look behind. I don't look forward to anything. I only look behind. I only look about like how things used to be because that's how I know and it's something familiar. So if the people of the past know what would happen in the present, maybe they would change their moves. They would change their actions. Um, it's almost like I'm trying to. I don't want to even alternate the past to some extent because it's like you're alternating the code and all this. You're messing with fate, the fate that God put for that person, and that's the horrible part because I fucked with my own fate. I've said and done things that shouldn't be done. I've behaved in ways I shouldn't have, and there's no one holding me accountable but myself. Um, like, uh, I feel responsible to some extent because some of these people, like, if they talk to me, they would understand that. Oh yeah, this is the route, this is the way to, and this is how you do it, and uh, I mean, if I'm talking about a natural reaction to the world, like a natural, like what would naturally happen to my life if I didn't have technology, if I wasn't playing games, computer games, or things like that. Um, I can't say. I can't really say. I don't even know how to respond. Like a natural reaction to the world around me, like natural thing that I thought when I saw this object, person, place, or thing. Um, because I said it before, like it's like you can just die by just by talking, and I don't. I never wanted that. And I never wanted all the tragedies that occurred in my life throughout history to end up being where they were, but they did. So that's kind of what we all live with. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, you know, everybody wishes, everyone has regrets, and things are different. I mean, the indigenous people were probably like, the moment Columbus landed here, everything fucking changed for the worst, and it only became worse and worse year after year. And they're not wrong. I mean, that's the moment. Like for some reason, all the problems seem to be coming from Europe or like the other side of the world. They're not like happening here. They weren't happening here. Now they are, and it's just it's sad because there's even children willing to lose their freedom for, like, nowadays. They don't see a reason to not lose their freedom for whatever reason, because at this point, you can't even. But then again, I am to some extent responsible when I enter the schoolyard. I'm pushing kids around, and we're like scuffling, and we're horse playing per se. That's my fault. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I'm just kind of reeling at the shock. Um, like I said, there's nothing to look forward to in the present, and there's only history. Um, I don't know what happened to or with the other people. Um, I mean, someone online said that what's happening in the world right now is completely irreversible. Like, you can't reverse that which is happening in the world right now. I mean, someone also said like all of man's problems stem from the inability to all of man's problems stem from the inability to sit still. Just sit quietly in a room and all that. I mean, maybe I'm just advocating for a reason for myself to exist right now. Uh, every avenue, like in terms of meaningful life and all this, it's all been explored per se. So I can't like I can't not like say or not say something. Like, I mean, this isn't a joke. This stuff is pretty serious. I mean, yeah, it's like the reason I even have the clothes that I had, the things I said is because somebody else created those things. I didn't create the language of English. And actually, speaking language of English is the service of the indigenous people. The moment you say none of the things that should exist here exist, or not only exist because the colonists came here in the first place with their language, but again, not much you can do. Like, I mean, I'm gonna post this on YouTube regardless. The thing is, like I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my life somehow, some way. Uh, a lot of people are in prison right now, and again, like all these things could be a biological thing, like some kind of like mutation or God or aliens. Who knows at this point? But it's always like for me at least, there's always people that like it's always like there's this person and they're like no, it's like there's this person. No, it's like there's this other world or this other dimension, and all these people keep coming for me. Like out of all people, why me? I don't know. Like why they're picking on me, and I don't even know how to respond. Like I don't even know how to like look at this stuff anymore because it's so horrifying, and the truth is horrifying. The truth is absolutely horrifying. You wouldn't. I told the people in my fucking class, I wouldn't have stepped the right foot of my like with the right foot of my leg out of my house, if I knew what the fuck was happening in 2026, like I'm just speechless. I don't even know what to say. Like all of human history, I feel like is being determined by what's happening right here, right now. Like I get it, genetically modified food and all these things occur because it doesn't naturally occur on planet Earth. It doesn't occur naturally that the human species are living this way or that. Obviously, it could be modified and probably is, but even then, it's like it lacks reason, lacks logic. Um, I mean, like I don't engage with the world, and you learn from the mistakes of others that have engaged, and you realize that like they put themselves in that position, and then you learn from that, and you know to not make the same silly mistake. I don't know how else to put it really. Like I got to this point. I got to this point where I'm getting the degree. But the thing is a natural human connection is finished. Natural, I mean, it's horrible because it's not natural. Everything that's happening right now is not natural. It's not natural to the human species. Not natural to me. Not natural to the people around. Um, I just don't know what to say really. Um, no, but honestly, like even having conversations, like there wouldn't be a conversation if everything was just already set in stone. Like your entire fate was set in stone by your entire fate is set in stone by uh your entire fate is set in stone by just a fact, like a fact of a matter. Maybe it's the way I talk signaling rapport, but also signaling some kind of the way I talk signals like some kind of the way I talk signals like some kind of like some kind of um some kind of uh the way I talk signals some kind of thought disorder, like thought issues. Um, the way I talk signals just like there's hope, there's some kind of hope at the end of the tunnel here. There's like light at the end of the tunnel, and there probably is, for at least for tomorrow. But again, like again, you kind of you set yourself up here where like you're in this position where um I mean you set yourself up in this position where um the things already happened, like all the things already happened, and um I'm just kind of left here with the aftershocks. Like I could, I'm kind of like the janitor, cleaning after everyone, being responsible, cleaning after certain someone, my mom, that is. Uh, I don't really know what else to say on that. I feel like I screwed up big time. Like like people don't really take me seriously. Um, and I mean the whole story of Canada is again is a bunch of people escaping a problem, and then they bring there's problems here, or the person has problems and they carry them over here. um I mean, there's nothing else. It's impossible to say what would. It's impossible to even know what to say at this point because you're just you're just left with what you're left with. You're going to school. You're going home. Um, to some degree, you wish things were better. Um, they're worse. And I mean, at the end of the day, it is a fact of existence that of the human existence that there's just limited choices. But also, then you break the choices down. There's actually like only a solid choice. Um, I don't know what the purpose of my life is really. Like, it seems like a lot of people they know their purpose. Like they're actors, singers. Um, there's like they talk about celebrity overdoses like they matter, but I mean, I don't know. Celebrity overdoses like no, I don't find any of this shit funny. I'm just restating the facts. Um, it wouldn't be, like it's like it's like there is no more righteous people. There's no people who have authority. Nobody respects anybody now. Like I mean, they can tolerate them. They can tolerate looking at them maybe, but they don't respect them. They don't want to listen to what they say. They don't have the time of day. Uh, I mean, reading comprehension, vocabulary issues. Like I remember in elementary school, that's how it was. That's how it was for me. But like, it's just I don't know. I don't think things would be like this if um if I didn't discover the corn, or if I didn't discover that corn stuff, if I didn't like. No, because the issue is once a human being gets too powerful, like, and they assert themselves in a position of power and control, like Mark Carney, then that's where the issue starts. Because now you're trying to place yourself as an authority figure, a figure of control, mass control. Um, it's like I hate to be that guy, but it's like the moment the moment the person like in 2026 when there's a human being that's alive, it's like there's a bunch of cameras on them and they're like, oh, we gotta monitor this biohazard, this is a danger, this is a threat. I mean, unless if you participate in capitalism, create an idea and a solid business idea with a solid business plan. Like, I mean, I'm probably the last person anybody wants to be talking to right now. Like, but I think I saved a lot of people's butts as well. Sort of, maybe. Um, it's sad. It's believe me, it's sad out here. I would have never thought twice. I would have never Um, I mean, the truth is awful. Really, I think everybody knows that the truth is awful, but it's what we live with today. Again, we to some extent. Oh yeah, the Western world's falling apart. But we did do this to ourselves. Growing up in the tiny apartment, all that. I mean, I know, it's like they took my life and they fucking cloned it for many other people, and I mean, maybe it worked out, maybe it didn't. But now the very question I ask myself is, what the fuck would I do for the next 60, 50 years? Like, because that's the whole thing about job. It's like, oh, I work this job, and it's this, that, and the other, and I mean, also, I guess the question that the indigenous people ask themselves is, why the fuck are all these people here? Like, why are they here? Like, why are they here in the first place? Why are they? Why do they exist? Why are they like? Because they didn't ask us to be here, and that's the whole flaw of my fucking dad. He's fucked me up for life. Like, he's really fucked me up for life. Like, um, the natural thing that should be happening, like the natural events that should be occurring, were the school. Because the thing is, you can look at life from different perspectives. From a capitalistic perspective, you're comparing yourself to your peers. From a sociological perspective, you're communicating with someone else and all that. But then I look at my life, and it's like, I mean, it's almost like I have to know these things in the first place in order to know that they exist. But like, I mean, it's crazy because it's like every year, it's like these things happen. And I mean, if nobody said anything, nobody did anything, then would life be interesting? If everybody just got locked up, or if everybody had like a brain implant or some shit, like, I don't fucking know at this point. You know, I no 2026 is something else because it's like at least 50 years ago, like, you have land to expand to, you can create something, create a business, and there's not many regulations. Now it's like, who the fuck is this and what the fuck is this? Like, it's like, you can't be serious. I don't even know who's enforcing these laws. I don't feel like these police officers are real even. Like how how the fuck did they just like out of nowhere though you just hear siren? I'm like, I thought all the police, like, who the fuck ends up being a police officer in the end of all this? Like, it's just impossible for me to even comprehend because it's like they shouldn't exist. So I don't know. Like, it I mean, talking damages Canadian order. I mean, what that means is I'm damaging my own fate, damaging my free will. Um, and maybe I'm damaging the destiny that was set out for people. Like, um, and that's the funny part about it, though. Um, I mean, I exist probably on a low level of existence because of the things I've said and done. my maturity is pretty low, and I can't deal with that. I think there's certain brain damage that was done that is irreversible to me. I'm being dead serious. What is this? I mean, everybody knew something terrible was going to happen in the future. I was scared. I was scared when I was growing up, but this is something else. I mean, it's a slow death. Death by 1,000 cuts, but really, I would never. And I'll put it for the record here that the reason why people are born with like these ailments, like these, like without an eye or without an arm or autistic or whatever, is because the fucked up things that happen in the real world that happen to or not from them. Like that's why. They fucking deserve it. No, seriously. There's a certain level of decision that once you make it's irreversible, and it's you fuck the person over for like life. So that's why I make the video here that um I'm gonna say this because, like, yeah, there's a new Chinese virus coming out and all that, but I'm a fucked up person. I don't deny that. I don't deny that. Like, I have great ideas, but never like can manifest them. I don't have anyone to talk to about these things. Yeah, I don't know if past generations knew what the world would come to today. I don't know what the fuck they would do. I don't know how they would react. I don't know like what like. I don't even know what to say. Like it's just it's horrifying. I don't go to bed happy. I don't go to bed um feeling good about the way the world works. Like that's just um I mean like I don't want anybody to experience everything that I've experienced or anything I've experienced because like experience is the best teacher, but it's also a painful teacher. So you can almost lose your life and then you can be traumatized for the rest of your life because of the experience. Even a thought or a thought of a thought, negative thoughts and hear no evil, think no evil, see no evil. I mean, that's the thing that people do or see or say. That doesn't mean evil doesn't exist. And I mean, I'm here at this point. Like, I'm, just like recording, like, I don't know how else to explain this stuff. I could be doing this for 38, 37, 39, 40 years. It doesn't think change a thing. I don't know. It's even weirder because it's like Canada is built to fail. It's like the whole system is built in such a way that it always ends up, failing. It always ends up like backfiring on the people who try to maintain everything. It's a tragedy. Again, like I'm not here to say that these people deserve or don't deserve what they receive, and then again, there's an issue of rewriting even moral code at all. Like because we're talking about AI and genetic engineering, genetically engineered food, and even people being grown in labs to some extent, like a petri dish. We're talking about like humans. The human, the fundamental rewriting of human purpose itself, which is pretty scary because now fate is being determined by some politician or scientist in a lab. It's not being determined by the people. And I don't want to be like I hate to be the one who has to fucking talk about this stuff. Like I'm the only one. Like I'm the one who has to clean up after this. I was known as a joker, as a fucking idiot in high school. I was hated on in high school. I was laughed at. Like, I don't know how else to say that. Like, I mean, the number sat at about 20,000, um, 20,000, 12,000 students at Algonquin. I don't know if when I arrived in 2023, if that was the case, if it was that number, it could have been more, could have been less. Um, uh, I mean, to some extent, this shit is crazy. It's like I understand, like again, talking to people and doing these things, it all is commodified. There is a quantity of like amount of things you say, don't say, and how you do them that determines, what happens to you. But I I just I don't even know how to like. I don't even know what to say. Like I don't even have a clue. I don't have the best response. I don't know how to like correlate myself on this. Because I hate being the fucking guy who's just figure it out yourself. If I talked to that 32-year-old when I was like 3 years old and just told him, "Oh yeah, hey, this is life. This is myself. This is life." Um, I just feel things would be different. I feel like there would be like I know it's strange. People are like, "Why the fuck do you care about like random ass people? Like, why do you care about like Walter Stadnick? Why do you care about these people?" Because at some point all these people were alive. They were living their lives, which were thousands of times more quality than mine. Um, and every day is fucking difficult for me. Every fucking day is difficult for me. Um, I've created probably many enemies with my philosophy. But also the way I walk and talk and all this stuff. Like at the time when I first encountered people, like they would look at me and they look at me like as if I'm strange. And then I realize now that that's the reason. That's the reason they look at me in such a way. And I don't look at things differently. Like I realize it's just how the circumstances played through. Um, it's a horrible existence where every moment is quantified. You don't even own your own life. You're borrowing a bunch of things from other people that they created and you didn't. And I mean, obviously they sat there, had an idea, put it to market, and then came up with it. Um, and maybe the truth was the whole time it was all about fucking over some people just so I can create something, like just so I could like, just so that I could get ahead or something like that, or even create a product. You you screw over your other people um to create a product that society, for example, prioritizes the material product as opposed to human lives because we decided that um, we have more value or provide more value individually or something. But I mean, this is what it's come to. Really, it's just um, kind of wish in 2012 I talk to some of these people. I think all it would have been is just a little chat. Like it's just things are so messed up right now because certain conversations, certain moments, certain things didn't occur, and now everything is coming out through the shitter in the wrong way, the wrong way, and the wrong way of these things of happening. And I hate to be like I imagine there's gonna be a conversation, like a very long conversation that me and someone else is gonna have in regards to everything. And I would hate to be that guy who has to have that conversation. Um because it's like morals aren't even you don't own your morals, you don't own yourself. Everything is quantified and everything is um you don't really own anything. You don't own anything, and your morals and your ideas and your thought processes, all of those are taken and used by someone else. And I feel like people take advantage of me right now. Like even the fact that I'm talking, and it's not really fair. And uh I don't know. It's just it makes it makes life not really interesting, not worth living. I mean, life is interesting when, and then you can answer that question. But then again, it's like my life. Like there's so many moments where things could have gone one way or another, and they didn't. And I'm still here. I'm still alive, and that's the horrible part. Like the other people, they're dead. They're dead. They were just like me. All it would have taken is one little move, one little moment, one little like difference, and they would have been alive, but they didn't. And um, uh, uh I I don't know how else to word that stuff, but just it's like at some point, just reality was set in stone. Like everybody's fate was determined at some point. Like at some point, someone determined all of this. They decided that this is how things are going to play out, and this is why they're going to play out this way. And everybody knew it was going to happen this way. They didn't change it. They didn't think 30 times. They didn't even like. It's just the first thing they did when they saw that thing, and then next thing you know it. Next thing you know it. Um, yeah, this is a brave new world. There's no doubt about that. I messed up. Like I messed up big time because like even if I was a doctor or if I was any of these professionals, like I don't know why I wasn't a vegetarian. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. Um, I don't know if there was a chance that I go in the past and warn my younger self about all the things that would end up happening, and the thing is like honestly, some of it's not is not even preventable because when I was younger, like going home to dad's house, like and I didn't know that this is how things would occur, and all these problems that I didn't even know existed that would only get worse. It's so fucking bad that you would need like incalculable manpower to fucking deal with all the problems, and with all the people dying and and all that, and you don't really even have competent people either. I'm not talking about like a race thing, like they're not competent. I'm talking they're not competent like they're dumb, like they're like, or they don't have basic reading and comprehension skills. um yeah, basic reading and comprehension to write something, to write it this way, to think things a certain way. It's horrifying. I i know there was an episode in SpongeBob with like the tartar sauce. Oh, don't touch the tartar sauce or whatever, but tartar sauce, tartary, interesting coincidence. um I mean, quote unquote, your testament or your activity, made it in such a way that it's this, and the other. But taking advantage maybe of an individual that isn't, really competent to make those decisions. I mean, I feel like as time goes forward, the more insane I get. I mean, it's again 2026. You got multiple crises, like you have multiple wars happening. Have this existential crisis with this food thing, with like the food in terms of the vegetarianism. There's climate change. There's mental health issues. There's social issues, and these social issues are serious. They're not. They have nothing to do with food and water. They have everything to do with the past and how it affects today and how we live today. And like if I were to spend the next 50, 60 years doing something, I don't even know what the hell I would be doing. Like I So that's what we live with today. That's the existence that I have. It's kind of horrifying, really. Just this isn't the past either. This is the present. This is the present moment, present day. Algonquin College, 2026. All the other people, whatever class or whatever they are, but it definitely doesn't feel the same. It definitely doesn't feel the way it used to. But I mean, I speculate. Like you look at reality, and you're like, there's so many ways that this can go wrong. Which way will it go wrong? Which way it will go? Um, I recall that if I were to say like, okay, there's a future version of humanity where everybody works together, or like a version of Algonquin College where everybody works together, everything works out fine, and you get an end product. But that might not be the case. And I mean, to some extent, like the reason the way things are, like in terms of video games and all this stuff, is because there was people exploited, not even in like historically like hundreds of years ago, but as recent as 20, 30 years ago. Like exploitation had to have occurred in order for me to even have this laptop, and like technological development to occur, which I don't really know why that is. I don't know what about it is like, whether it's human sacrifice or just violence to achieve that, or like prioritizing that over like lives. That's definitely an interesting thing. But like, I mean, how bad or how good you feel about these things is also another thing. But um I feel like it's a losing game, really, because you're fighting an uphill battle on every front. um like what it boils down to is reality is one thing, and your beliefs or what you want is another. So what I end up getting is just I think the memories of the past really I remember is just like no, but like I don't even know why there's they call it patriarchy and matriarchy. I don't even know why you have to like talk about those things for you to exist. You don't really need to think about those things regardless. Um I feel like real life has lost its interest. The pot was boiling much sooner in the United States, to be realistic, in regards to military conflicts and things of the sort. But again, like on the backs of the people who were here before, and then where I'm at now, it's just there's no way to describe what I'm talking about right now. There's no answer. There's nothing I can say or do or prescribe. Can't even find the language for it, my friends. Um, Because then again, if the colonizers didn't come here, then none of this infrastructure would exist in the first place. I mean, that's like a fact. That's a pure, inarguable fact. I mean, like, yeah, capitalism, competition, and all this shit. It gives us a purpose to be alive. It's the reason we exist in the first place. It's because of that initial factor. It wasn't always like this. I mean, I take blame for fucking up the reality to some extent, like through masturbation, because that is the thing that would result in more people being born, which is the exact opposite of what should happen. Because I am a colonizer, I'm a neo-colonizer. I came in 2001, or at least 1998, from when my parents came here, and that's the whole issue. And in the movie Ants, there's the ants, and then there's the grasshoppers, which I think this is what the fucked up, horrible, wicked, indigestible truth that the real life is. I don't even know why like I would ever watch such a thing, even interpret. It's just why would I even put this out there? Why would I try to even like just try to talk about this stuff? I can't psychologically um I can't do it. I struggle to wake up every single day now. I don't know how I do it. I wish I can go in the past where like there's a storyline, there's a script, and there's a good guy and there's a bad guy, and and so you can just you attack the problem forward. Because now it's just all over the place. You don't even know who you're fighting, who's who. And I mean, to some extent, it is on purpose. It's all on purpose to some extent. Because again, violence, controversy creates cash. Controversy creates material wealth. We sacrifice our peers, or we create you create the conflicts occur in order for um production, or like after World War II, production became very great because of what I'm saying. So this is what it is. This is what we have. This is just the fact of the matter. Um, and the world came this place. This is the place that the world's at. It's never. I don't think it's ever going to be the way it used to be. Mankind kind of did something to itself that no animal has done. And it's weird. It's sad because mankind, like, when you actually consciously perceive this stuff, it hurts you. It hurts you because you kind of put yourself in that spot. Um, but then now there's no one to talk about with this stuff, and I mean there's only so many psychologists, psychiatrists, and all these people. Like, because the thing is, if there's no gatekeeper, if there's no jailer, if there's no one holding anybody accountable, and everything is just you do whatever you want whenever you want, then I mean I guess it's a discipline issue to some extent, but I think it's in the eye of the beholder that there's something that is uncorrupted, and then you corrupt it, or you corrupted it, and then I mean this is the very long story short. No bullshit, sad end of the world conversation that none should have. You know, is kind of scary because it wouldn't take a lot to get to that point. To the point where relationships can or can't form. You don't know how to form a relationship. You have all these life coaches, and maybe they're just preaching. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to absolute psychosis. And even the language I speak, English, like the words were formed through action and violence. So, I mean, human nature is violent. I think this is just a fact. Look, I uh, 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 I mean, to some extent, some people might say if you had any decency at all, you would go to MAID, do medical assistance in dying, and call it a trip. Call it a day. You did what you did, and that's that. But I'm still here yapping. I'm still here talking. I'm still trying to make something of anything that this world is, and like from the jails getting full to the wars to the disease and to all these things. I struggle to wake up with it every single day. I don't like. It's because it gets more complicated as the years go on, and I hate that. Like, I'm the most. Somehow I ended up being like like I somehow have some recency or competency, but I mean, a lot of this stuff is on paper. It's just the history is this, so it dictates that you do that. There's no like, and that's why even talking is useless because you're not really supposed to. You're not really supposed to like communicate. You're not really even supposed to talk, because that damages the original concept. It damages the concept of um, just basic like reasoning and common sense, and it damages the basic common ideas that pervase and all that. I I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just it feels like time has shifted. It feels like maybe somebody else is interfering in my life. Maybe someone's interfering in my timeline. I mean, I know people are pissed and like, but the thing is like nobody quantified life. Nobody even said anything about life at all. Like nobody even quantified said anything. Then nobody would know what's going on. Like I mentioned, like that's why the English language is the way it is. But also I mean, there's also me trying to make friends, me trying to make friends, trying new things. But I mean, you just want a normal life. You want it to be normal. But I think the world has changed for firmly. It's just um no, but it's sad. You know, um I feel like the truth is indigestible. Um, like why do we even have to make these stupid films to fucking ruin people's lives in their day? I don't know. I mean, and then okay, you find out okay, this is the truth. There is no Jesus or God, or you find out the truth. The aliens are here the whole time, or whatever. But now it's like everyone's just kind of bored. Then, like, I mean, fuck, like, it's equal to the it's equal to the goblets and goblins thing. Like, where there's goblins and there's goblets and you're fighting and you're playing like Magic the Gathering and you're like using the card and you're who's better and who's worse. And I mean, if you spent your whole life this way, like next 40, 50 years, that's much more fun and interesting than being like me. And that's why I think the whole thing with like the world ending, that's why the world does end because okay, you work 40 years with like the computers and shit, like computers cause cancer unironically because they cause you to, rethink your life. Um, because like because at best, your thinking process is what your thinking process is. Um, like I said, it's just um like if the world kept going forward, it would change materially, but the human being probably would stay the same. I mean, I guess, or at least I hope. Like, and I mean, I wonder why the world ended in 2012, and then I realized, well, shit, it really did. Like, you can't even talk. Like, I mean, now in 2026, you can't really even talk. You can create a material object, and someone can like buy it, and you can earn that money, and you can spend it. But then again, it's when you have a bunch of houses that look the same, then that defeats the purpose of the initial premise. So then you get what you get, like as opposed to um you know hierarchy and living somewhere in downtown, because you look at history and you think like, oh shit, well, like look at how they lived and look at how we live and whatever. Because then even if the virus was population control, you'd have to find a pretty solid argument as to why humanity should even exist in the first place. Like why you wake up in the morning and why we even bother doing any of this. Because unfortunately, the majority of people would step towards that virus. Like, okay, it's man made, it's a government virus. Okay, so what? And like, I mean, the answer might not personally satisfy me, like me and my medication and all that. Uh, I mean, all it really took is just me talking to really piss people off. But do I blame them? No. Thing is, like, I say all these things, but then again, if you don't mean what you say, if you really felt a certain way and you didn't go through it, then why, why, like, just. I mean, I know I can change. I could change for the better, at least for a day. I mean, that's how people's moods fluctuate. Like one day you feel one day in one mood, and the next day you feel next, depending permeates to the events that happen throughout the day. But I mean, when I chat here, it's like, okay, all right, buddy, you've got you got it all figured out. So then why am I, chatting here? What's the point? I don't know what's the point. Um, I really don't know what's the point anymore because I mean, these are internal retrospective conversations. They're just, you know, um, I fucked up. I fucked up this reality maybe to some extent, like permanently, just by breathing. And now I feel like I have like a duty to try to fix things and go back in time or try to change things, which isn't really possible to some extent. And um, the video game warns you. It warns you that you want to turn away because you know the power will corrupt you. Being king of the hill will corrupt you, and that's why you don't want to come in here and live your life and do these things and um like while the social interaction even is possible and while it's normal and while I can I could correlate and communicate myself uh I mean, it's a complicated conversation. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I think some people, they don't even want to listen to what I have to say, and it's like I'm on mute. I know, in like London, Ontario, in 2012, it's the same thing. Um, I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know how to correlate or congregate myself. I don't know how to fix all this. I feel like it is a permanent like spot where everything seems to point to myself as far as attention and weird things happening. But um, maybe it's because of my perspective and the viewpoint of reality, and the reality I live in is probably different from other people's, and that's okay. I mean, to some extent, it's okay. No, nobody's gonna have the same reality as me, but as far as making friends goes, it probably doesn't sit right with that. No, it's terrible because I uh, I can speak here and I can try to, you know. Then again, like if you really look at the human, like if you're human, like a wild human and prehistoric human, for example, and what people say about them versus what we have today, I mean that's just some people call it evolution, but now we're actually we realize that the modern world is reverse evolution, and then you look at like the current human condition in the office and all that, and you think there's like you think civil society, civil industrial society is reasonable, but it's probably not. You know, and that's why the world ended in 2012 because there was a shit ton of people. Uh, there was this, that, and the other. Um, and I mean, maybe it's like, okay, you don't know what to do with yourself, then you don't know what to do with yourself. You're looking to fuck someone over, probably because that's how you get ahead. And the truth hurts there. I mean, like, because if a human being is really attached to you and they're constantly talking to you and they're like really attached to you, chances are maybe they want to take advantage of you and they want to get something from you. They want something from you. They're they're talking to you. They're trying to get something, whether it's your money, time, and attention. Um, and I mean, in capitalism, it's like a chessboard, and you're making choices, and other people are making choices. I didn't make this up. I didn't want the world to be this way. Nobody ever intended the world to be this way. But that's what it is. That's what it occurred to be, and that's what that's what it looks like, and it's horrible. Like I don't go to sleep at night laughing or being happy about this. I know that it's messed up. I know that it shouldn't happen. I know that it's crazy. I know that you know it's kind of crazy. It's sad, but like what can I do? I don't know what I can do about this. I could, and maybe all of the human dimensions are playing out in one place. Like they're all multiple universes, or just 20,000 universes playing out in this one thing, and then um, because of that, those 20,000 students, 20,000 universes, because of the different like the minuscule microscopic differences in day-to-day things and all that, you kind of get what you get. Because all the things happened already in 2012. Grub Club, Overbrook, Bad Boys, the Juggalos, like these things were formed, problems occurred, people killed each other, and the rest is just the existence as it is. I mean, it's sad. Probably it makes people realize, oh shit, my life's meaningless. But uh, what the hell can you do? It's terrible. I I mean, then again, if nobody listens to you, they listen to God at least. Like, they don't have an authority figure. Do they listen to at least like God? I don't know. I mean, you can pretend there's a God. You could pretend. This ground beef. This ground pays better than the beef. I don't have an answer. Like again, I don't have an answer for this. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to really keep it together here, but but it's just like that's it. Our reality is so permanently damaged. So like, I think everything is set in stone. And there's this saying, the one-eyed man, whatever. The In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Or the other one is in the land. Yeah, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Or what's it called? He who so pulleth out this sword of this stone anvil is righteous king of all of England. It's starting to rain, so I'm gonna end this recording. I'm gonna post this to YouTube probably. No one's gonna see it anyway.